So a lot of people ask me about the real estate market and what's going on. So I am in Metro Atlanta. So everything I'm going to say in this video is mostly specific to Metro Atlanta, although some things will be true in other locations as well. One of the biggest changes as we look at different markets around the United States is that we are back to where the market normally is, in that all real estate is local. So a few years ago, during the coronavirus years, every market, houses were appreciating pretty significantly, and that seemed to be true across the board. And there was a similar story of market conditions where buyers were out, prices were going up, and that was true in just about every metro area in the United States. In the last 3 years, that has not been true. It has gone back to what it normally is, in that every market is different from every other market. So when I talk about Metro Atlanta, it may be true in other metro areas, what I'm going to say, but not necessarily, because there are markets that are very different from the Atlanta area. So let's talk about pricing first, because that's what most people think about when they talk about the housing market. It's prices. So prices remain at the historically high level that prices shot up to 3, 4, 5 years ago during coronavirus, and they've remained high. But what has changed significantly is the volume of transactions, the volume of home sales has changed. So we're really at the lowest volume of home sales in the last 13 or 14 years in Metro Atlanta, but housing prices have remained high. They may have softened a little bit. It's kind of a micro statistic. Some areas of Metro Atlanta, housing prices are appreciating or staying very steady and appreciating slightly. Other neighborhoods have depreciated slightly, but they still remain historically high. Maybe a year or 2 or 3 ago, a house selling today would have sold for a little bit more, but it's not that drastic. So this is true around for most of Metro Atlanta. Not true 100%. The thing that is the hardest thing for sellers is that the buyers aren't out, and sellers, in many cases, have withdrawn their house from the market, or they've decreased the price in order to prompt a home sale. But there's not enough sellers that are actually doing that to demonstrate that housing values have dropped. Buyers are not coming out. So there's kind of equilibrium there. It really is I think buyers have a little bit of an edge, but they are not acting in great enough numbers to make much of an impact on the market. So right now, this is November 1st of 2025. In the last month or so, we've seen some home buying activity that is a little bit more than what has been in the last 3 years. But every year over year for the last 3 years, the volume of home sales has been down. So the biggest or the most precise way to describe this market is uncertainty. Nobody really knows what is going to happen. People, I think across the board, are uncertain about the economy, about what's going on in our country, maybe socially, and that affects people making financial decisions. People are staying put. People are being very cautious about making decisions, and a lot of people are just priced out of the market. Now, do I think housing prices are going to go down? And the short answer is no, I don't believe they will. And the main reason for that is inflation has caused the prices of everything to go up. And when inflation stabilizes and the rate of inflation goes down, pricing doesn't come down. So the solution to these elevated prices of everything that we've seen, including groceries, transportation, just the cost of living in general, everything has gone up. The solution to this is higher wages. So that's going to take some time. I'm not an economist. I don't know how all that's going to kick in over time and what the time frame might be. But I'll tell you, I don't think housing prices are going down, just like I don't think grocery prices are going down, or the price of, let's say, automobile parts, tires, and the cost of getting an oil change for your vehicle, things like that. I don't think any of these prices are coming down. Walk into any grocery store or any big box store, Home Depot, Lowe's, if you're shopping for building supplies or household items, those prices aren't coming down. I don't believe they are. So again, I'm not an economist. I'm not making a definite prediction, but I'm just using my common sense. For the last 5 years, people have told me the housing market's going to crash. The housing market's going to crash ever since it went up sharply in 2020, and pricing kept going up when a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's going to crash, going to crash." Well, it never has. In these past 5 years, I don't think the circumstances are in place for that to happen. Now, that doesn't mean we have a great economy or everything's stable. I'm just saying pricing isn't going to come down. And as mortgage rates decline, we're pretty close to the 6% average. It's about 6.13 is the average of the average mortgage rate in the United States right now. And so a buyer with good credit buying a house can get a mortgage for less than 6%, in the mid to high fives. And so, that's kind of a decent interest rate. I don't believe we're going to come back to the days of 2.5% to 3.5% interest rates. I don't know if I'll see that in my lifetime. Maybe I will, but I don't believe that I will. But I think 4.5%, 5.5%, 6.5%, that range that we're currently in now, and slightly lower, is going to be the norm in the next few years. And so maybe in 2026, the average mortgage rate might be actually below 6, maybe close to 5.5, maybe the low fives, something like that. So I think maybe it could drop another point in the next 12 months. But that's not a silver bullet. Dropping interest rates are not going to cause buyers to come out in great numbers, because there's so many other economic factors that cause people to make decisions or price people out of the market. Anyway, what do you think? If you're in Metro Atlanta and you're experiencing something, leave a comment, or seen something in your local housing market in your neighborhood. Leave a comment. If you're somewhere else in the United States, love to hear what's going on in your market. Feel free to post your questions. I'm always happy to answer any real estate related question.